You thought this was over. You tried to break Trey. Nah, this is a mirror match. And I don't blink.
You walk like a beast, but you break like glass. Trying to throw shade, but you're stuck in the past. You copy my flow, you mirror my name, but you ain't got heart, just hunger for fame. You post online like you lead in the war, but I see through that front, just ego and bore. You act like a king, but you cry like a pawn. Trey Rorschach don't fold, but his full thinks he can be bold. I've seen the lies, I've heard the scripts. You built your truth on stolen hits, but I write mine in smoke and scars.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Trey Rorschach, and I've got a 3D printing process video for you today. So I'm getting started on one of the projects for one of the lads that I play on PlayStation with. They wanted an Eevee evolution, basically the 151 set evolution. So just the 4 basic Pokemon, Eevee, and the 3 elemental evolutions, so to speak. So just setting it up here now on the machine. As you can see, I've got a scan disk there. Now that scan disk must be formatted to FAT34, I think. So make sure the disk is formatted correctly. Make sure the size isn't over a 32 gig. Otherwise it won't work in the machine. I had a problem with this with my first couple of prints, so make sure you get the correct format for your pen drive for these machines, because otherwise it's not going to work properly. So without further ado, we're going to go to print here, and you can see Eevee, Flareon, Vaporeon and Jolteon. We're going to click on Eevee, and that is going to print as soon as I press play. And there we go, up and running. First print is on its way. So nothing wrong with the print here. After it reaches about 10%, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to make sure everything is stuck to the bed correctly and everything, and make sure it has enough resin in the vat as well. Round about 50% of the way through, I'll check the resin level again, make sure everything's still stuck to the base, and then after that it should just be a little wait until the print is done. Once the print is done, as always, it'll go into the wash station. I'll take the supports off it then, and after it's been in the wash station I'll change the settings, and this time around I'm going to give it a longer UV blast. So instead of 15 minutes or 30 minutes is what I've been doing, I'm going to give it up to an hour to see if that brings out any of the finer details any better. So as you can see, it's just dipped in the vat there. I can lift, better not lift it right now, I might tip the vat out, but I'll show you when I look at the video. When I look at the resin progress in probably about an hour. As you can see there, the print time is 6 hours 20 minutes, so it's a long time to wait. So I'm going to play some computer games. See you later. So quick little check here. You can't really see it because of all the drippers, but all of it is stuck to the base plate this time. I think the first time I did it, it either didn't stick to the base plate and it fell in the bottom of the vat, which it did on one of my earlier prints, but what I've found is a quick cleanup before you start printing stops that fact. What I might also do is adjust the base layer settings for the print in Tutorbox, and what that will do then, if I increase the exposure time, it will stick to the base plate harder. It'll make a better connection because there'll be more UV light on those first 10 to 30 base layers. So on the next print I may go back in there and just edit some of the settings, or I believe you can edit some of the settings on here, so I may have a go with that and add that to the video for you as well. So I have paused the print. Let us check what's going on. So, as you can see, the first line of supports have come out really well. Everything seems like it's stuck to the bed the way it should be. Perfect. Now, if you wanted a better view of this, you could come down to the settings menu here. No, it's not that one. Go back. Where is it? There is a way you can raise this up and down, but I have forgotten. I'll get back to you with that one. But I'm going to play this now, and I'll come check on it when it's around about 50%. There is a support on top there that must have been off a previous print. Should really make sure there's nothing in the vat before I do this, because that could have harmed the initial print. So I'm going to put this lid back on and let it go to 50%. So this is the second checkup, but I'm not entirely sure that that print file has worked correctly, because it only seems to be printing these supports. We shall see towards the end of the print. I'm going to let it print through, but something doesn't seem right here. So after I messed up by not checking the bottom of the vat, I've now cleaned the vat, cleaned the base, the plate at the top, so there shouldn't be nothing blocking the UV light now. So I'm going to click on the Eevee one, and as you can see there's nothing wrong with the STL file. It's all full. So hopefully I have rectified the error from the first print. Lucky I didn't waste too much resin at all. About 6 supports across the years, across the front printed, and nothing else. So I didn't really waste any resin there. So I'm going to hit play now. I'm going to check it after about 10% to make sure it's going through properly. And then I'm going to let it run all the way. I think it should be good to go now. And there it goes. So just as a recap, what this machine does, it dips that plate into the vat of resin, and the LEDs then, through this programming system here, shine light in the areas it needs to be cured so it can harden. And then it ends up going through there to have a wash off all the uncured resin, take the supports off, and then you stand it there, and that little thing in the back shines more LED UV rays onto the product to bring out more of the detail, the final sort of process. Now you can just use this little 3D printing system without this. They do come out pretty detailed nonetheless, but washing them, curing them properly brings out that detail in a much heavier style. So keep that in mind. I'll give you an update once this is printed. Until then, I'll see you later. So after the first couple of mistakes, you can see it has all stuck to the bed. It is all connected all the way around, and the print has started printing the Eevee figure. So I'll let it run the rest of its course, and I will give you an update when it's finished. So I thought the print was going very well. I did pause it to do part of my video earlier, and I forgot to press play straight away, so there was a bit too much of a pause, and I don't know if you can see it, but all the supports kind of missed a layer, and the same happened to Eevee's tail there. So I'm gonna have to reprint this one again, but I'm gonna let the print finish, see how it turns out, see if I can't sand it down and make something out of it, because it does look like it has generally still printed. So next time I'll know not to pause the machine so early and leave it for so long before pressing play again. You only learn by your mistakes, guys. So there's a big one. I'll rectify that tomorrow.
So, after all the trouble I had with Eevee, it came out reasonably good. But I've looked at the file on my stick now, and it seems to be corrupted and damaged. So when I looked at it, all the supports had started breaking away. So I need to reset this, because I don't know if you can see around his head and thing there. There's some sort of break line, some sort of fault. I thought it's because I paused the machine, but I've done that in the past and it hasn't done anything. So there is a problem with this file, as you can see. So I'm going to have to go back into TutoBox and readjust the Eevee file. So at the moment I've actually got Vaporeon on the go, because these files are not written in a red warning symbol. So I'm going to print these three first and go back to the Eevee, and hopefully that will rectify whatever I've done wrong on that thing there. So stay tuned, guys, stay tuned. This may take a while.
So after the first Eevee print messed up, I went on to stage 2, and it came out really well. So Vaporeon is done. As you can see, very smooth finish, very little marks from the supports, no sort of fault lines or anything. I think maybe a light sanding on a couple of areas just to get rid of a few of the last marks, and he's ready for painting. So I've got stage 3 on the go here. Stage 3 is Flareon. So just started that print. It's at 2% right now. So they seem to be going well. I need to let this run. I've got to check it once or twice just to make sure there's no slip or fault. One of the problems may have been not tightening that knob there on the Eevee, and the actual platform slid out of alignment. That could have been what went wrong on the first one. So stay tuned to see how they all turn out, guys. And part 4 will be starting tomorrow, and then I can go back to part 1 and see if I can finish the Eevee. So stay tuned, guys.